In this episode, see if Grant catches himself on fire. This is really cool looking. Just pulled the pan. My demeanor, you probably understand what I'm about to say. Doing 4 things: shifter, axles, drive shaft, and oil pan gasketing. Yeah. First is our shifter right here. So currently I have to adjust this plate because I can get all the way over into reverse without having to go down and using the safe. We're going to adjust this. We are going to install our drive shaft with this thing. It's hiding. And we're going to work on putting some axles together. Grant, what do you mean by that? Put some axles together. Listen, before I get roasted in the comments, I already know. So we may have started already. Grant, that's half an axle. What happened there? Did you snap it? No, I cut it. Why? Because I have an S13 diff and I have an 350Z hubs. So therefore I needed 2 different axles. Well, Grant, why didn't you just get custom axles made? Because I didn't know what the length was and I didn't want to screw it up. And lastly, we are going to redo our oil pan gasket. We do have a pretty good leak coming from 2 small sections of bottom oil pan. For those who don't know, the 2JTV has a top and a bottom. I need to drain the oil anyway. So I'll go ahead and drain all the oil. We'll pull the pan, get all the old RTV off, and then RTV it. There ain't nothing left to it but to do it. So, shifter first. Question of the day comes from myself. What is your favorite tool to use in your shop? Whether it's car things, woodworking, plumbing, I don't know what you're into. Anything that you do, let me know down in the comments below. Mine is my automatic ratchet. Best 200 bucks I ever spent. It has saved me hours of my life. If you have a question that you'd like asked in a future video, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. So basically the intent of this is that we're going to sleeve our axles. Originally I was going to go solid chromoly and put it on a lathe, but then I realized I'm not keeping the sleeves for that long. So the idea is to tack them, make sure they fit, weld them up fully. We should be able to take a first drive on it. Are we going to do a burnout? No, it'll snap it right now. Fully aware. However, what it will do is give us our axle distances, like the exact measurements of our axles. Then I can send it off to Driveshaft shop or somebody else that makes custom axles, get some like 800 or 1000 horsepower axles. Am I ever going to run it that high? No. So why would you do that then? So I don't ever have to worry about it again. That's why. So we have one full side cut. We're gonna kind of tack these together. We'll get the other side cut, kind of tack those together. See everything, where everything wants to line up, get it all bolted down, welded up fully, and then we'll install our drive shaft after that. Yes, I know, scold away in the comments, it's fine, but I'm gonna cut these things in half. If anything, you're helping me out. Increase the engagement. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. The reason being, you know, this is not the only build. Why I'm wearing so much PPE, you could ask, is I heard somebody say one time that if you can smell the metal, it's going into your lungs, and that right there was enough for me. But anyway, this is done. Go ahead and throw it in the car and test fit. Also, currently filming, and my buddy Dusty just went live. But if you haven't checked out his channel, he's building his wife's dream, which is a 240Z. Got a new L24 for it, parts car. He's done a lot of custom fab. Go check that out. I'll link it in the description below. So I've made a couple of cuts, as you can see in there. Those are actually 2 different axles that are split in half. Now that both sides have been test fitted, I'm just gonna flap each side a little bit. We're gonna cut off some of this tubing, make sure they're press fit in there, weld her up. I don't know how well y'all can see it, but here it is. We've got the axle sleeve on there just temporarily. After it's tacked in place, we're gonna go ahead and pull it out, fully weld it up, and then we can put it back in permanently, and then do the same thing to the other side. So back from the store, got a bunch of grade 10, grade 8 hardware, and now welding time. I have no idea how much of this you're actually gonna be able to see, but I'm doing it. Alright, so we got her tacked up, made sure she was straight in the car, rotated a bit, no wobblies, so we're all good there. I'll probably do it about a quarter turn at a time because I don't want too much heat getting into our rubber boots. So this turned out pretty good. It should do the trick. I don't think you can do any burnouts in it without just snapping in half, but it'll hold for now. It should be able to slowly get up to speed. And when they snap, you know? The goal is to not have these in here very long. Famous last words. We've got one more. We're just gonna do some YouTube magic to it. And there we go. Obviously the first time you've ever seen that transition on YouTube, I know, pretty cool. Lastly on our list is the Driveshaft, which I've actually had for a long time. It's a very well packaged, obviously. Wasn't supposed to be in a package for this long. This is really cool looking. I dig the matte black, I'm not gonna lie. The guys at the shop basically said grease the ends once a year, once every 6 months, make sure you don't have any major leaks, and it should be good for a long time, so that's what I'm hoping. Good news, I found a way to film under here. Bad news is, I have to be under here. My hope is that my measurements were correct enough. This just slides right in, but we all know how well all of that normally goes. There we go. I'm going to try to do the best I can to show you installing the axle. A challenge for sure. Now, I do want to preface with that I do not have the correct hardware. We'll get all grade 10 hardware Loctited here shortly. I just want to get it all fitted up, you know, for the sake of the video. So our axle nut's actually supposed to be torqued down to like 176 or something foot-pounds. We will do that here shortly. Before this car ever runs, we're gonna do an entire nut and bolt check, so no need to worry about that. Like, this is the first time that the Driveshaft has made the axles turn in a very long time. Let me show you. Yes, look how fast that is. Axles and Driveshaft installed. Need to pick up some more hardware, which sucks because I just spent like 50 bucks on hardware. So we still need to put gear oil in, but that's for the next video, which is fluids. Fluids, try to get it to idle, maintain operating temp, spin the wheels under its own power, make sure, you know, make sure the brakes work, kind of thing. So while everything else was going on, I actually drained the oil and just let it drip for honestly hours to make sure that any last bit of oil that I could get out of the oil pan I got out. And as you can see here, we're taking off bottom oil pan, and that was a lot easier said than done. Well, just pulled the pan. My demeanor, you probably understand what I'm about to say, but I don't want this to be a downer on the rest of the video, and I'm gonna try to figure it out before I talk about it too much. It's really a bummer. It could honestly mean that the motor's junk, or that I have to pull it and redo the whole thing. I don't know. I won't know for a little while. But that's not going to be in this video. Either way, I think it's going to be a pretty expensive fix. I'll talk about more in the next video, I'm sure. You can do me a favor and share the video, subscribe if you're not. That way, maybe I can actually start making some money off these videos so that I can put it right back into the car. So, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.